Welcome to SidekicksDirect, your source for the latest news and interviews straight from the Dallas Sidekicks. Help us grow the channel by hitting the subscribe button and being the first to be notified of new content from the team. Now, here's your host, Scott Wegener.
Welcome into episode 12 of SidekicksDirect. Joining me today, Sidekick's newest signing forward, Anthony Powell. Before we get to Anthony, put yourself in the boots of a soldier in the U.S. Army and take real steps towards becoming a leader. While you make a real difference in the world around you, you'll gain leadership skills in one of more than 150 career fields. Find out if you qualify, take a step forward, and become a leader that can make a difference. See yourself in our boots at goarmy.com/DFW. Our presenting sponsor, goarmy.com and GoArmy of Dallas Fort Worth. All right, Anthony Powell, first off, man, welcome back to the Sidekicks. How's it feel to be back with the best squad in Dallas?
It feels pretty good. I mean, just happy to be out there, happy to be playing again this year, and looking forward to the season and what it has in store.
All right, so this is your third year in the MASL, your second stint with the Sidekicks. We'll forget about who you played with last season. We won't even bring them up. So what are your expectations for yourself coming into this season?
I would say, first year is always usually rough, but with that being said, I have the high expectations for myself as well as the team. And I feel like we can literally go as far as anybody else and have just as equal chance as everybody else. And so I think that it's possible that we could compete for the championship, especially with the other teams not being in the league this season. I mean, it gives us a chance.
I like that. I know you're obviously mentioning that one team down in Mexico that seemed to have everybody's number. I suppose that Monterrey squad was solid. So I want to ask you before I get into that, anybody, so you're forward, you love scoring goals, whether it's indoor, outdoor, whatever it may be. I know you love it, man. Is there anybody in the indoor game that you try to model your game off of?
Indoor wise, I wouldn't say I do, nor outdoor. I would say me personally, I believe that everybody has their own talent. Everybody has their own way of playing, etc. I mean, with me, how I go about playing, whether it's indoor or outdoor, it doesn't matter, is I'll take whatever it is that I see that a person's being successful with on the field, and then I'll try to learn a little bit from that and take a little bit here from one player, a little bit here from another, and then I guess make it into my own game.
I like that, man. That's a good answer, man. I didn't see that one coming at all. So you've played professional futsal. You've played professional outdoor soccer all over the world. You've played professional indoor. So do you have a favorite version of the game, or are they all kind of even? Do they all have their own plus and minuses? Which one is your favorite?
I would say they all have their plus and minuses. I mean, obviously growing up as a kid, most kids, obviously in general, I guess basically unless you're in Brazil, play outdoor pretty much. But I mean, growing up, that was my thing. I would say, for instance, that each experience has given me definitely a different growing ability and different quality that I've been able to improve on regarding each part of the game. So, I mean, I would say each thing is definitely, for sure, complex on learning and different playing styles, etc. But definitely, I would say, as of right now, indoor is pretty much my thing as of right now.
I was gonna say, you have one game left in your career. I was gonna say, is it gonna be it's the last game you can ever play. Is it gonna be an indoor, an outdoor, or a futsal game? Which one are you picking?
That's a tough one. That is definitely a tough one. I mean, I'll probably say outdoor if I'm being honest.
You know what? That's a good answer because you get more time. You get 90 minutes instead of just 60.
I would definitely have to say outdoor.
All right. So we all obviously know that you do some work on the field. But I know because I follow you on Instagram that you do some work with some clippers too. So how'd you get into the haircutting game, man? What inspired that for you?
Well, actually, when I was little, like in high school, I used to cut my brother's hair a little bit here and there, nothing complex. But then as I grew up, when I went to Sweden, over there, nobody really cuts hair, and it's definitely a different culture. So I was like, well, I guess I'm either gonna have to cut my hair out or I'm gonna have to grow a fro. I was like, I got one of two choices. So that's how I ended up, I guess, really starting cutting hair. And then I guess I brought it back here. And then when COVID hit, I mean, I guess it was kind of like a supply and demand thing. Like all my friends, like they didn't have anybody to cut their hair because all the barbershops are closed, etc. So I was like, you know what, like, I mean, I know a little bit, so I mean, why not?
So I gotta ask, do you think you could tame this beast that we got going on here for those of you watching on YouTube?
Believe it or not, I've actually cut somebody's hair longer than that.
Oh, okay. Damn, so
They
you do
had
have some
grew it
skills,
out
man.
for almost a year.
Oh,
So it was pretty long. I mean, it definitely took a minute to trim it down, but it definitely is workable.
okay, fair enough. I think I'm gonna let it go for a little while yet, but we'll see what happens. I know you keep yours pretty high and tight for the most part. So who's your go-to guy? I'll let you give your guy a shout out, or do you do it yourself?
I mean, it just depends. I mean, during the COVID stuff, did it myself, but one of my friends, his name's Carlos Rangel. He's cut my hair for a little bit, so he's the one I usually go to for the past, I say, up to 5 years now.
Okay, man, 5 years, same person.
Yes, sir.
Good Lord. I don't even know if I've ever had the same person cut my hair like more than 5 times.
I don't know. It's just I liked how he uses the clippers. I mean, he's been a longtime friend, so we play soccer together as well. So I mean, it's just something that we've always done.
Kind of works out like that. So kind of sticking with the looks and everything. So you're always a put together dude, man. When we had you in here the other day for the signing, you know, you had the fresh shoes and the clean jeans and like the jacket and everything matches. So where'd the sense of fashion that you have come from? And does soccer influence that sense of fashion at all?
I would say I pretty much always been like that. I mean, I haven't really taken anything from any individual or anything in general. I would say honestly, it started really in high school. Before that, if I'm being honest, I really pretty much wore all soccer stuff all the time.
Okay.
But after that, I mean, when I hit high school, I was like, you know what, like actually, I wanna like see what I can do. And after that, I mean, I just got into it a little bit more. I mean, everything I wear is pretty much my own ideas, etc. See what looks good together. I mean, I do like if I see somebody else like, hey, he looks good with whatever he's wearing, or it's all looks put together. Then I'm like, all right, yeah, well, let's see if I can come up with something similar, and that way I don't have to necessarily be copying him, but come up with an idea based off of what they're wearing. But for instance, me, like I've always been big in it ever since then, just because I mean, if you look put together, I mean, you look good, I mean, you play good, and that's what all goes in together. So that's just how I am.
No, I like that, man. Look good, feel good, play good. That's the mantra. So when I talked with, I know you have a pretty put together shoe game from what I remember too, right?
Yeah.
So are you specific? So when I talked to Evo, he's pretty specific, like it's Nike or nothing. Are you brand specific or are you more just looking for style?
Well, I would say for me, I'm pretty much Nike altogether. I mean, when it comes to sportswear. Now, when it comes to other things, obviously I wear other stuff like main brand, designer, whatever. That's different to me. But with that being said, I'm either for the most part Nike or nothing.
Or Hummel.
Yeah, or Hummel.
So I want to ask you something now a little bit different. When you're not out there playing soccer, you're not cutting hair, you know, hanging out. What is it that you're doing on like a random Thursday night if you're not playing soccer? Are you a gamer? Are you into movies? What are you doing?
I would say for the most part, I mean, if I'm not playing soccer, which is rare,
I know.
that I'll either be playing Warzone, Call of Duty, or I'll either be going to play basketball, etc. Just something to relax, hobbies, get my mind off of things, just something to enjoy myself and relax at the end of the day.
So you think you're the best? I know TJ Nelson is a gamer. Garza plays a little bit. Segura plays a little bit. Like, who's the best gamer on the team? I know you know all these guys from your first thing with the Sidekicks. Do you think you could take them down?
I wouldn't say I'm all that in gaming, if I'm being honest, just because of all my time. Most of the time is on the field or practicing, getting touches, whatever. I mean, I'm not bad, but I wouldn't say I'm the best. With that being said, I barely started playing Call of Duty this year.
Okay.
So I mean, with that being said, I mean, I still got a lot of work to do. But out of all those guys, I mean, I've played with a couple of them online as well. And I would say all of them are pretty good. So I couldn't tell you if I had to pick one, which one would be the best.
I'm terrible, man. I've played Warzone like 4 times. I still don't think I have a kill yet in it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go back to my old school video games that I play, like Tony Hawk Original and Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. Like that's more my stuff. Yeah. That's from my time, man. I know you're just a baby compared to me. I got over a decade on you, man. So, all right. I want to ask you a fun soccer question. So if you follow Anthony on Instagram, and I think what's your Instagram handle?
Ant Powell 10.
Ant Powell 10. You will notice that Anthony is playing soccer all the time. So here's my question to you. In all your years of playing soccer, how many teams can you name that you've played on for at least one game?
Yeesh. That'd be hard.
Do you think it's over? Do you think is it over 200 teams, do you think?
Probably. I mean, at this point in time, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I play up to probably at least 20 games a week, if I'm being honest. I've slowed down a little bit right now because of COVID, obviously. But before that, I was playing up to 20 games a week just because that's what I like doing, what I've always done, etc. So, I mean, it's been a lot of teams, though. I mean, a lot of the same people, but everybody makes a different team, whatever, and enjoying. One team drops, another team comes in. Hey, you playing? If not, okay, you want to come play with us? I'm like, all right, sure, why not? Man, this type of thing. But
man, 20 games a week. So enjoy it while you can, my man, because I play about 3 a week nowadays, and I used to be in the same boat. You know, when I was in my mid-20s, it was every night just pounding away. Man, now 3 games a week, ice baths, you know. So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can. Getting back to the indoor game. So the MASL announced this season, and I do not want you to be humble here. I want your honest answer. The MASL announced that they're having an all-star game this year. If that continues in the coming season, is that something that you want to be a part of? Do you want to have the stats and the goals and the assist numbers to be a part of an MAS all-star team? And do you think you can get there?
I mean, for sure. Who wouldn't necessarily want to be a part of one? I mean, obviously, as me as an individual and my perspective, you should always strive to be the best you can be, best player you can be, and always strive to be the best player in any league or any place that you play in, etc. I mean, that's all aspects of life from my perspective. But with that being said as well, yeah, of course, that's definitely something I want to achieve, want to get to, and a goal I have placed in for myself.
All right, I'm going to ask you one more question. And again, I do not want you to be humble. I want you to be as truthful as you can. How many goals do you think you're going to have this season?
Yeesh. I mean, that all depends on how well I play. I mean, if I go up to my potential, what I want is to hopefully average at least 2 goals a game. But I mean, that all depends on my performance, how well I play, and how well that I guess prepare myself in order for the season. So that's my goal.
2 goals a game, man. That's a lofty goal, but you know, I've like I said, I've told you this, you know, just when you and I were talking. I've been a fan of yours since I met you a couple years ago, playing over a 7v7 game with our friend Joseph Cervantes, and I saw you playing. I was like, yo, who is this kid, man? He's strong, he's good on the ball, the first touch, the shot, just incredible, man. I think the sky's the limit for you, and I know the Sidekicks are really excited to have you. Appreciate you sitting down and chatting with me, man. I know the Sidekicks fans are going to be excited to have you back, and I want to wish you the best of luck this season.
I really appreciate it. Of course, I mean, looking forward to it. Should be good. I mean, the sky's the limit at this point.
Very cool, man. That is Anthony Powell, the Dallas Sidekicks' newest signing, coming back for his second stint with the Sidekicks after leaving for the dark side for just a year. He lost his way a little bit, but he came back to the good guys. Anthony, have a great rest of your week, man. And can't wait to see you when the season gets going here in about a month and a half.
Thank you. You as well.
Take care.